What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another special video. So today I want to talk about how to go about progressing in this game when it's an off season, so like right now. And I've made a few videos in the past on how do you go about progressing in this game as a new player, but with the season on. And obviously you just do the season and it takes you there from, the tutorial, I guess. But as you guys know, every like 2 months or so there's a bit of downtime and we're just like in between seasons, and let's say a new player starts the game, right? So this is what I would do, and actually this is what I have done back in the day. So I've been playing the game for 7 years, and there weren't seasons like for the most of those years. So how do you go about playing this game as a new player without a season starting? So, as you guys know, you start in Western Guard Camp if you're a new player around this area. So what I would do, and starting out as a new player, obviously I would just do the quests, because you'll just level up through time by playing through the storyline. I would recommend it for everyone to do at least one time, and then after that, if you like doing it, do it again, but if not, just skip it. So generally from the starting area up until you get to Velia, you'll probably get to like level 15-ish, maybe 13 to 15. And that's cool. After that, I would start grinding and start going down to this Castle Ruins area. I know it says level 18, but even I've done this as a newer player with absolutely minimal gear and whatever they just gave you through questing. I stay here around like 15 to mid 20s. And depends on like if you enjoy grinding here, cool. You can stay there to 30s, especially if there's like XP events going on. And until you feel like leaving, you could go to Bloody Monastery. And generally it says level 23 to 26. But I usually stay here up until mid 30s, just because it's pretty comfortable, and the rotation of the circle, or like the grind spot, is a big circle, so it's very easy to just go about doing. And then from mid 30s, I would usually go to either two different spots. If it's your first time playing and you don't have a lot of gear, you could definitely go to Mascal Forest, because this one it's a little bit easier, and the like requirements from the enemies aren't as high, because it's like sometimes if you see an enemy where it's like red name versus purple name means your stats are a little bit too low, and your accuracy, you're probably going to be missing some of the enemies. So that's why I would recommend, if you don't really know what you're doing or don't have enough gear, stay away from the purple enemies for now and just go to Mascals. Later on, once you're in the mid 40s, I would definitely try Marnie's Lab. I personally don't like this area as much, just because the rotation is just like a upwards path and the enemies aren't like grouped up. But it is very fast XP, so ultimately you won't be here more than an hour. Ideally, you'll probably be here for like 20 minutes and then you're done. So you stay here to like upper 40s. And then after that, you end off at Catfishman Camp. And up until 49 to 51, that's very accurate, actually. I stay there. That's when the XP starts to be diminishing. And then you're in your 50s. So after level 50, you can basically go wherever you want. I personally go down to the Polly's area. If this one is a little bit too difficult for you and you don't have like 160 AP, you could definitely try Soldier's Grave or the Cemetery mains, and down here is pretty good. I've definitely done these. So you probably are wondering, how do I gear up if you don't have Naru and Tuvala gear available? So by the level 50 mark, you can go to Fugar, and Fugar will give you Narchilian gear. And so basically that's the equivalent. I think I have it on a character. Hold on, let me go find it. Chilean. Okay, that's on my Wusa. So if we look at my Wusa, it has Narchilian gear, right? So it's basically I don't actually know. Hold on, what is that equivalent to in Tuvala gear or something? So Pen Tuvala is 84 armor, right? and so Nautillion is 81. It's just a small difference. By the time you get to that point, it's basically the same thing. And after that, you could use Nautillion gear and start doing the Jetina quest. So if you are a new player, one thing I would definitely recommend doing is the progression pass, because one, it teaches you a lot of the basics. It's kind of like a tutorial, more or less, and you just go about doing this. Definitely start looking into or start doing your guaranteed pen. And by the time you have all of this, maybe a new season starts, maybe it hasn't. But if it hasn't, it's no big deal. I think seasonals are just more for rewards, and like, even if you are new, it's not bad to do, but like, if you're playing during downtime and you're trying to progress, this is how you go about doing it. So definitely start doing these, because it gives you quite a bit of rewards, and it gives you a lot of silver in terms of rewards as well. So definitely do that and start picking up your or start doing your dailies for the guaranteed Jetina armors, weapons, and accessory, of course. So that'll give you a huge boost. And after that, let's say you're in your upper 50s and you have Nautillion gear, and you're probably wondering, how do I go about progressing from there? So if you're still doing the downtime from no seasons and it's your first time playing, definitely I would just ultimately start grinding, and then once you get to Jetinas, honestly, that's the way you could just boost it directly up all the way to pen. And then nowadays, I would honestly say that getting boss gear is not that hard. So 99% of the items in this game are definitely worth just buying on the market over making it yourself. And I say that from a person who enhances, and I know like most of the average cost of making an item. So generally most items, what I would do is as your main weapon, I would definitely go Zarka over Blackstar first. You upgrade to Blackstar later, because that's a more end game item. But as a beginner, you would just pick a Zarka, save up like 1 billion. You'll probably get that off of just doing the progression pass thing. And from all the rewards, you'll probably have like 1 billion, and then you can just buy like a Tri or Tet or something. And let me actually, before I do anything, let me just see. So it gives you weapons of Nautillion stuff, which is 109 to 115. Let me see if you have that. Let me see where it is. It covers Azarka. Yeah, okay, so it's a little higher than a Tri, but less than Tet. So your next progression would be obviously Tet and pen gear for weapons and armors, right? So obviously you just save up for that, keep on grinding. And another thing I would do in the meantime, if you're wondering, where do I grind? But I have this gear, but I don't know the best ways to make more silver. So what I would do is definitely start doing your adventure logs. And the reason why these are important to do is because it gives you family-wide bonuses. So like it gives you full stat character, AP, DP, HP, more stats basically. And the reason why this is important is obviously AP and DP is good. But when a new season starts later on, you have those stats readily available. And that means as a new character, you already start with an advantage over the people who haven't done it. So that means if you start a new character for a season, whenever, you already start with that 8 AP or something that was a bonus. So you get that extra head start of being able to grind enemies that you weren't able to do before, and you're able to just progress a little bit faster every time. So that's the most advantage you can get from obviously doing that, aside from like using your food buffs and everything, just having it from previous seasons. It is what it is, but that's how I go about doing it. And so after you go get your Tet gear, obviously you feel like you're trying to grind new spots and everything, right? So once you get like full Tet gear and everything else in your like armors and weapons category, that's basically the equivalent of being at endgame seasonal. And so like Pen 2 Vala is the equivalent of Tet boss gear. So once you have that ready to go, then you're ready to basically start the game just like a person who just completed seasons. And then after that is basically just doing whatever you want to do. So I have videos of that. I could talk about it. It would take like an hour, just how to go about progressing. I have videos of it. So if you just want to watch it, it's kind of more detailed. So it's a longer video, maybe like 20-30 minutes. So I would recommend just watching that video if you have time. So I'll keep it short here. And then ultimately what you would do is, if you like grinding, you look at all the regions and you find what AP bracket works for you. So like you just look at every region, find whatever AP DP you're at, and then just keep grinding there until you get more silver. And then once your AP goes up, you find a new spot and then keep grinding there. And then if you are a life skiller, I would recommend starting out gathering, because gathering gives you the most profit that you can just turn into instant money. So like if you just do an hour of gathering, right, you'll get some amount of money, and then you could either sell it or use it on the market, or like sell it or do other life skills and turn it into more profit. But if you are AFK, semi-AFK, just park yourself in a town, go AFK fishing. It's some passive money over time. It's not a lot, but as a new player, I understand that making your first billion silver in this game is very difficult. And like for me, for example, I can make a bill in like 30 minutes or an hour, something like that. Depends on what I'm doing. But for a new player, understandably, very difficult. And so, yeah, just progress at your own pace and just find new grind spots, do things you enjoy doing, and then hopefully that helps you out. So, yeah, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask, leave it in the comments, join the Discord, all that good stuff. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you guys come back. I make new videos helping people get better at this game and make stuff for both newer players, returning players, and people who are more getting towards the end game and wondering, how do I go do about this in a min-max way? So I like to show people how to do things more efficiently overall. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day.